Modern cars are loaded with advanced technology and premium features that promise years of reliable service, but Consumer Reports just dropped their 2025 reliability rankings and the results are terrifying. We've strategically reordered their findings to reveal the most shocking failures first. Luxury vehicles with repair bills exceeding $20,000. Electric vehicles where battery replacements cost $15,000 to $22,000, sometimes approaching or exceeding the vehicle's resale value and trapping owners underwater. These aren't minor inconveniences. These are financial disasters that are pushing American families into bankruptcy. Owners reported catastrophic breakdowns that show up just after warranties lapse, leaving them with impossible repair bills on vehicles they're still paying for. The most expensive vehicles are becoming the biggest financial traps. Take premium large SUVs from German brands where owners are discovering that luxury comes with devastating hidden costs. These vehicles are experiencing system-wide breakdowns that cost more to repair than the SUVs are worth after just a few years of ownership. Air suspension systems in these premium SUVs fail catastrophically, requiring complete replacement of compressors, air springs, and control modules. These repairs alone cost between $8,000 and $12,000. But the real nightmare begins with battery management system failures. One Mercedes EQE owner reported a $22,000 battery repair on an $87,000 vehicle, creating a staggering $52,000 loss in total ownership costs. The cascading nature of these failures means fixing one system often triggers breakdowns in connected power electronics. Premium SUV owners are facing repair estimates that can reach $22,000 or more on vehicles that plummet in value faster than their loan payments decrease. An $85,000 purchase that needs $28,000 in repairs leaves owners paying loans on vehicles they can't practically sell. The integrated nature of modern luxury systems means that when battery management fails, it often damages related electronic components, multiplying repair costs. These luxury SUV disasters represent just one category of automotive financial traps. The carnage extends beyond premium vehicles into the heart of American transportation. Families who purchase Nissan Altimas and Honda Odysseys expecting years of dependable transportation are facing transmission catastrophes that cost more than their monthly mortgage payments. These supposedly reliable vehicles are experiencing complete transmission failures between 40,000 and 75,000 miles, precisely when warranty coverage ends and families depend on them most. CVT transmissions in Nissan Altimas develop distinctive whining sounds that progress to violent slipping and sudden loss of acceleration while merging onto highways. Honda Odysseys with 9-speed transmissions are even worse, with 42% of owners experiencing problems by 75,000 miles. These transmission breakdowns occur just as warranties expire, leaving families with repair bills between $6,000 and $12,000 on vehicles they depend on for commuting to work and transporting children to school. Manufacturers engineered these transmissions to meet aggressive fuel economy standards while knowing the durability compromises would cause premature failures. Families face an impossible decision: drain savings accounts for repairs they cannot afford or lose their primary transportation entirely. Many continue making monthly payments on vehicles sitting unusable in driveways, unable to afford repairs but trapped in loan obligations. These transmission disasters represent traditional automotive failures, but a new category of financial devastation is emerging from vehicles marketed as the solution to all transportation problems. Electric vehicles, marketed as environmentally conscious transportation, are creating battery replacement bills that sometimes approach or exceed the vehicle's market value. Tesla Model Y, Nissan Leaf, Chevrolet Bolt, and Mercedes EQE vehicles are experiencing battery pack failures, requiring replacements costing between $15,000 and $22,000, making these cars effectively unsellable when repairs are needed. Battery degradation occurs when cooling system failures accelerate capacity loss and damage surrounding battery modules. Early Nissan Leafs with air-cooled battery systems show rapid capacity loss in hot climates, while Tesla Model Y heat pump failures create cascading electrical problems. Mercedes EQE owners face the worst scenario, with complex battery management system failures requiring $22,000 replacements on vehicles worth less than the repair cost. Proprietary battery technology creates monopolistic repair pricing, since only authorized service centers can perform replacements. Owners often wait months for appointments while making payments on unusable vehicles, and many EV components are available only through manufacturer service centers, multiplying the financial pain. Battery pack availability remains restricted, with replacement costs approaching the vehicle's resale value and making potential buyers flee from these depreciation bombs. These electrical vehicle disasters represent just one category of modern automotive failures, but traditional combustion engines are creating their own unique financial catastrophes through supposedly advanced fuel-saving technologies. Turbocharged engines marketed as fuel-efficient performance solutions are destroying themselves through carbon buildup, requiring expensive repairs that eliminate any fuel savings. Ford EcoBoost engines accumulate carbon deposits on intake valves that progress from minor performance issues to catastrophic engine damage, requiring complete replacement. Direct injection reduces fuel wash over intake valves, enabling carbon accumulation that can lead to misfires and, if unaddressed, extensive engine damage. These deposits grow thicker over time, restricting airflow and causing intake valves to stick partially open during compression cycles. Carbon buildup creates engine misfires that worsen progressively. Owners experience rough idling, reduced acceleration, and check engine lights before complete valve failure destroys pistons and cylinder heads. Owners report needing major repairs soon after warranty coverage ends, with valve cleaning procedures costing $3,000 to $4,000 and complete engine replacement reaching $12,000 on vehicles barely beyond warranty coverage. The fuel savings these engines provide never compensate for repair costs. Owners who saved $500 annually on gasoline face repair bills 24 times larger. Manufacturers calculated that carbon buildup problems would occur after warranty expiration, prioritizing fuel economy ratings over long-term durability while knowing these engines would self-destruct. These turbocharged disasters represent American engineering shortcuts. But European manufacturers have created even more expensive catastrophes through their supposedly superior automotive technology. Some high-end German models are suffering expensive electrical failures that transform luxury vehicles into financial disasters. Audi e-tron GT and Mercedes EQE vehicles now experience complete electrical system failures, requiring repairs costing between $20,000 and $22,000. BMW's iDrive system crashes completely, disabling navigation and engine management functions simultaneously. Mercedes EQE battery management systems experience total breakdowns that prevent vehicles from starting even when mechanical components work perfectly. Audi e-tron GT power electronics failures cascade through interconnected networks, shutting down multiple vehicle systems because everything communicates through shared data buses. These electrical networks connect every vehicle function through central processing units, so when one module fails, cascading breakdowns disable multiple systems and create lengthy, expensive repairs. A failed entertainment screen can prevent engine startup because infotainment computers control engine management protocols. Complete electrical system overhauls require multiple service visits spanning weeks while technicians replace wiring harnesses, control modules, and computing systems. German luxury cars become completely undrivable despite having functional engines and transmissions because electrical failures disable basic vehicle operations. These vehicles, marketed as engineering excellence, have become some of the most unreliable and expensive automobiles available, destroying their manufacturers' reputations while bankrupting owners with unprecedented repair costs. But the complexity creating these disasters reaches its peak when manufacturers combine multiple propulsion systems into single vehicles. Toyota Sienna hybrid vehicles designed to save money on fuel costs can produce some of the most expensive repair scenarios in automotive history when both gasoline and electric systems fail simultaneously. Sienna hybrid battery cooling system failures affect 34% of owners, requiring replacements costing $11,000 to $12,000, while experiencing engine problems that push combined repair bills beyond $14,000. Honda Insight hybrid system breakdowns occur alongside transmission failures, doubling repair costs beyond what owners would face with conventional vehicles. These dual powertrain failures force owners to repair two complete systems simultaneously, creating financial disasters that eliminate any fuel savings achieved over years of ownership. Hybrid complexity creates cascading failure scenarios where electric system problems cause increased stress on gasoline engines, while engine issues damage electric components through vibration and heat. Specialized technicians trained in both electric and combustion systems charge premium labor rates, while proprietary hybrid parts cost significantly more than conventional components. The promised fuel savings completely disappear when facing these dual powertrain repairs. Owners who saved $800 annually on gasoline faced repair bills representing 15 years of fuel savings. Hybrid technology has transformed vehicles marketed as economical solutions into financial disasters that combine the worst failure modes of both electric and gasoline powertrains. These complex powertrain failures pale in comparison to structural breakdowns that make vehicles completely worthless while owners remain trapped in loan payments. Pickup trucks essential for work and livelihood are experiencing structural failures that destroy vehicles completely while leaving owners trapped in loan obligations. Certain truck models suffer frame corrosion and structural defects that create unsafe driving conditions, forcing immediate retirement of otherwise functional vehicles. Manufacturing defects in welding and metal treatment create weak points where structural failures begin, making trucks structurally unsound and potentially illegal to operate. These structural failures cannot be repaired safely because frame integrity affects crash protection and load capacity. Frame replacement costs can exceed vehicle value by thousands of dollars, creating total loss scenarios where owners face repair estimates that make their trucks worthless. Contractors and construction workers face unique devastation because they lose both personal transportation and their ability to haul tools and materials for income generation. Salt exposure from winter road treatments accelerates frame corrosion in predictable patterns that manufacturers have documented but failed to prevent through adequate coating processes. These known structural defects continue across model years without meaningful design improvements, yet manufacturers continue producing trucks with these same fundamental weaknesses. The financial devastation extends beyond expensive repairs into vehicles that become completely worthless while loan payments continue. But structural failures represent just one category of automotive disasters facing American consumers. Compact cars marketed to budget-conscious buyers are experiencing transmission failures before most people finish paying off their loans. Nissan Sentra, Versa, and Mitsubishi Mirage models with CVT transmissions develop catastrophic failures around 40,000 miles, just as warranties expire and monthly payments continue. These CVT failures announce themselves through distinctive whining sounds that progress to violent slipping and sudden loss of acceleration while merging into traffic. CVT replacement costs between $6,000 and $9,000 often exceed the remaining value of these compact vehicles. Buyers who chose these cars specifically for affordability face repair bills that destroy household budgets and emergency savings accounts. Owners cannot afford expensive repairs, but also cannot sell vehicles with known transmission problems. Dealers refuse trade-ins on CVT-equipped vehicles approaching 40,000 miles, while private buyers avoid these models entirely, creating worthless assets with continuing loan obligations. Before purchasing any compact car, verify CVT service history and listen for whining during test drives. Favor models with proven conventional automatic transmissions over newer CVT technology. These preventative steps can save thousands in future repair costs. While compact car buyers face transmission disasters, owners who purchased vehicles specifically for driving excitement are discovering that performance engineering creates even more expensive catastrophes. High-performance vehicles designed for driving excitement are destroying themselves through thermal overload that leaves owners with completely destroyed engines during routine operation. High-output engines generate excessive heat that overwhelms cooling systems not adequately sized for the thermal demands, leading to catastrophic failures requiring complete engine replacement. Performance engines produce heat loads that stress cooling components beyond their design limits. When cooling systems cannot handle the thermal output, head gasket failures, warped cylinder heads, and cracked engine blocks destroy engines completely. These thermal failures occur during normal driving conditions because cooling capacity was not matched to power output demands. Engine rebuild costs exceed $20,000 on vehicles barely 3 years old because performance engines require specialized components and expert technicians trained in high-performance powertrains. Performance vehicle repairs demand premium parts pricing and specialized labor rates that multiply standard repair costs significantly beyond conventional engine work. In some cases, manufacturers have optimized performance figures but not cooling capacity to the degree needed for long-term durability under sustained high-output operation. This creates predictable failure scenarios where engines cannot survive their own power output during extended performance driving. Performance car owners face unique financial devastation because these vehicles combine the highest repair costs with the steepest depreciation curves. But performance engines represent just one category of expensive automotive systems that fail predictably. Air suspension systems in luxury SUVs create some of the most predictable and expensive repair cycles in the automotive industry. Range Rover, BMW X5, Mercedes GLE, and Audi Q7 models experience air suspension failures with clockwork predictability, and some owners see repeated $3,000 to $8,000 repair episodes every year or two, adding up quickly to devastating totals. Air suspension components are interdependent, so when compressors, air springs, or control modules fail, multiple parts typically need replacement simultaneously, driving up costs significantly. Air compressors burn out from overuse, air springs develop leaks and rupture, and electronic control modules crash from constant pressure monitoring demands. Each repair episode costs between $3,000 and $8,000 because these cascading failures affect multiple components at once. Air suspension complexity eliminates any possibility of owner repairs or independent mechanic service. These systems require specialized diagnostic equipment and proprietary parts available only through expensive dealership service departments. Owners have no choice but to pay premium labor rates and inflated parts pricing. Total air suspension repair costs can exceed $25,000 over 5 years of ownership. If long-term cost matters more than ride comfort, prefer conventional steel spring suspensions on used luxury SUVs to avoid these recurring disasters. But air suspension represents just one category of expensive systems that manufacturers have designed with built-in obsolescence, creating maintenance requirements that owners never anticipated when purchasing their vehicles. Carbon buildup in direct injection engines represents one of the most predictable maintenance disasters facing modern vehicle owners. Many direct injection engines from Audi, BMW, and Volkswagen develop carbon buildup that can require valve cleaning or more extensive repairs, starting in the tens of thousands of miles, with cleaning often costing several $1,000s. Direct injection systems spray fuel directly into combustion chambers, completely bypassing intake valves that traditionally received fuel wash to prevent carbon accumulation. Without fuel cleaning valve surfaces, crankcase vapors and exhaust gas recirculation deposits accumulate on intake valve stems and seats. This carbon buildup progresses through predictable stages. Rough idle develops first, followed by engine misfires during acceleration, then complete valve damage requiring replacement. Valve cleaning costs between $3,000 and $4,000 by around 60,000 miles, with some cases requiring more extensive repairs. This represents a hidden maintenance expense that owners never anticipate when purchasing vehicles with supposedly advanced engine technology. Manufacturers marketed direct injection as advanced fuel-saving technology, while internal engineering teams understood that carbon buildup would create ongoing maintenance requirements. These companies calculated that valve problems would occur after warranty expiration, avoiding manufacturer liability while creating financial burdens for owners who believed they purchased reliable modern engines. Before purchasing any direct injection vehicle, verify whether the engine combines port and direct injection or uses only direct injection, and consider proven non-direct injection powertrains when long-term durability matters most. But carbon buildup represents just one category of engineering decisions that prioritize short-term performance over long-term reliability, creating even more bizarre failure scenarios where completely unrelated systems can disable entire vehicles. In highly integrated vehicles, infotainment and control computer failures have been reported to interfere with critical systems, effectively making cars undrivable until repaired. Tesla's centralized computer architecture creates scenarios where touchscreen malfunctions can disable essential vehicle functions, while Audi's integrated systems have left owners stranded when entertainment computers crash. When infotainment displays freeze or lose communication with engine control modules, vehicles with functioning engines and perfect transmissions cannot operate because entertainment computers control fuel injection and ignition timing. These failures force owners into impossible situations where mechanical components work perfectly, but software problems prevent basic vehicle operation. Integrated system replacements can cost between $8,000 and $15,000 in severe cases, because infotainment and engine controls share processing units that cannot be repaired individually. Tesla's limited service network extends repair wait times for weeks, amplifying costs and inconvenience while owners make payments on unusable vehicles. Over-the-air software updates introduce bugs that create drivability issues requiring expensive dealership diagnostics and programming corrections. Remote updates can install faulty code that forces owners to pay for manufacturer programming mistakes through service visits they never anticipated. These integrated system failures represent software-related disasters, but mechanical components in modern engines are creating even more devastating scenarios where internal parts destroy themselves without warning. Timing chain failures represent the most catastrophic mechanical nightmare in modern engines, requiring complete rebuilds costing more than many used cars are worth. BMW N20 engines, Ford 3.5L, EcoBoost powertrains, and GM 2.4L engines experience timing chain stretch that causes chains to jump timing positions, creating immediate internal destruction. When timing chains stretch beyond tolerance limits, they slip teeth on timing gears, causing pistons and valves to collide and destroying multiple internal components simultaneously. This collision bends intake and exhaust valves, cracks pistons, and destroys cylinder heads through violent mechanical interference. The internal carnage requires complete engine disassembly and replacement of major components. Timing chain failure creates engine damage requiring rebuilds costing between $12,000 and $18,000 because multiple internal components suffer simultaneous destruction. These failures occur without warning systems, leaving owners with sudden, complete engine destruction during normal driving conditions. Manufacturers understood timing chain stretch problems, but chose inadequate chain materials and tensioner designs to reduce production costs. Internal engineering specifications showed these components were designed to survive warranty periods, rather than provide long-term durability, creating predictable failure patterns that devastate owners financially while protecting manufacturer warranty exposure. Before purchasing vehicles with these engines, ask for timing chain service history and listen for rattles on cold starts. But timing chain disasters represent just one category of transmission-related catastrophes where supposedly advanced technology creates maintenance schedules resembling routine service intervals. Dual-clutch transmissions have shown premature wear requiring expensive repairs or replacement in the 30,000 to 50,000 mile range on many reported cases. Ford power shift systems, Volkswagen DSG transmissions, and BMW dual-clutch units experience clutch pack wear and mechatronics unit failures that necessitate complete transmission replacement multiple times during normal vehicle ownership. Computer-controlled clutch engagement in dual-clutch systems creates accelerated wear patterns that exceed manual transmission clutch durability. Electronic actuators engage and disengage clutches thousands of times during city driving, while hydraulic systems controlling clutch pressure develop leaks that cause slipping and overheating. Mechatronics units combining hydraulic pumps with electronic control modules fail when contaminated fluid damages precision components. Dual-clutch replacement costs between $6,000 and $10,000 occur repeatedly throughout vehicle ownership because these systems cannot be rebuilt like conventional transmissions. Budget-conscious buyers should favor conventional automatics over dual-clutch units and research specific gearbox histories before purchasing. Manufacturers promised manual transmission efficiency combined with automatic convenience, but delivered neither benefit while creating expensive transmission technology. Dual-clutch systems consume more fuel than conventional automatics while requiring replacement costs that devastate household budgets. These transmission disasters represent just one category of powertrain failures, but some mechanical breakdowns create contamination that spreads destruction throughout entire engine systems. Turbocharger failures create cascading disasters where early intervention costs $3,000, but ignored symptoms escalate into $15,000 engine rebuilds. When turbocharger bearings fail, metal particles circulate through engine oil systems and destroy main bearings, rod bearings, pistons, and cylinder walls throughout the entire power plant. Turbocharger bearing wear begins when oil supply becomes restricted or contaminated, and as bearings deteriorate, metal fragments enter the oil circulation system and travel to every lubricated engine component. These particles act like grinding compounds, scoring bearing surfaces and cylinder walls while contaminating oil filters and passages throughout the engine. Oil leaks from failed turbo seals allow lubricant to escape while bearing debris continues circulating. Turboshaft breakage sends larger metal pieces through oil systems, causing immediate damage to connecting rod bearings and crankshaft journals. This contamination makes partial repairs impossible because metal particles have damaged components throughout the engine. Monitor oil quality strictly and maintain shorter service intervals on turbocharged engines. Address turbo symptoms immediately when you hear whistling sounds or notice blue exhaust smoke, because early turbo replacement prevents the contamination chain that makes engine rebuilds inevitable. Ignoring these warning signs transforms manageable repairs into financial disasters. But turbocharger contamination represents just one way that oil-related problems destroy engines while creating warranty nightmares for unsuspecting owners. Certain engines consume oil at rates that create impossible warranty situations where manufacturers have strict oil consumption thresholds and documentation rules that can make warranty coverage difficult to obtain. Some Subaru Boxer engines, BMW N63 powertrains, and Audi 2.0T engines consume 1 quart of oil every 1,000 miles without visible leaks, forcing owners into constant oil monitoring and expensive synthetic oil purchases. Excessive oil consumption leads to oil starvation during normal driving conditions. Engine bearings receive inadequate lubrication, causing scoring and damage that progresses to complete engine seizure without warning systems. Owners discover engine failures after oil levels drop below safe operating minimums between scheduled maintenance intervals. Manufacturers establish restrictive documentation requirements that force owners to document frequent oil top-ups to qualify for warranty programs. These companies require detailed maintenance logs, proving oil additions every few hundred miles, while most owners never anticipate such excessive consumption rates requiring constant monitoring. Owners face financial traps where they spend hundreds monthly on synthetic oil while facing warranty denial for resulting engine failures. Internal engineering documents reveal manufacturers knew about these oil consumption problems during development, but chose to blame inadequate owner maintenance rather than address fundamental design flaws. Before purchasing vehicles with known oil consumption issues, check manufacturer oil consumption policies and confirm whether specific engines have documented consumption problems. But oil-related engine destruction represents just one category of automotive failures where safety-critical systems create the most terrifying financial disasters. Brake system failures create the most terrifying safety and financial nightmare in automotive ownership, requiring complete system replacement costing more than most families' emergency savings accounts. BMW integrated brake systems, Mercedes brake-by-wire technology, and Audi electronic brake failures can disable portions of brake control when single components malfunction. Electronic brake components control every aspect of modern braking through interconnected networks. ABS modules communicate with stability control systems, while brake-by-wire technology replaces mechanical connections with electronic signals. In some modern designs, electronic failures can disable portions of brake control, creating safety-critical repairs that are expensive and time-sensitive. Complete brake system replacement costs between $8,000 and $12,000 when electronic components fail, because modern brake complexity makes partial repairs impossible. Replacing brake controllers requires simultaneous replacement of ABS modules, stability control units, and brake actuators due to system integration. Brake system failures create immediate safety hazards, requiring expensive emergency repairs to drive safely. Owners cannot postpone brake repairs or seek less expensive alternatives because brake failures make vehicles completely unsafe to operate. Before purchasing any vehicle with advanced brake systems, verify brake warning history and check for software-related recalls that could indicate future problems. These brake disasters represent just one category of safety-critical failures, but other essential systems hide even more complex engineering that creates equally devastating replacement scenarios. Modern fuel injection systems hide catastrophic complexity that requires complete replacement when high-pressure components fail. When high-pressure pumps fail, metal debris can contaminate fuel rails and injectors, often forcing replacement of multiple fuel system components throughout the delivery network. High-pressure fuel pump failures send metal particles through fuel rails, injectors, and pressure regulators at pressures exceeding 2,000 psi. Once contamination occurs, every fuel delivery component requires replacement because metal particles cannot be removed from high-pressure systems, and damaged components affect entire system pressure. Fuel system replacement costs between $6,000 and $10,000 when contamination spreads through interconnected components. Modern fuel system complexity eliminates component-level repairs because contaminated fuel rails cannot be cleaned, and individual injector replacement becomes pointless when debris has damaged multiple system elements. Single fuel pump failures cascade into complete fuel delivery system overhauls. Metal debris from worn pump components travels through fuel lines and contaminates injectors, pressure sensors, and control valves simultaneously, making partial repairs ineffective and expensive. Before purchasing any vehicle with high-pressure direct injection systems, check service records for fuel system repairs and ask sellers if high-pressure pump work has been done. These fuel system disasters represent complex mechanical failures, but some automotive catastrophes destroy engines through problems that initially appear completely unrelated to powertrain damage. Cooling system defects create some of the most devastating vehicle failures, where in some cases, minor coolant leaks lead to warping and cracks that require block replacement and can total the vehicle. Head gasket failures allow coolant to leak directly into cylinders, while thermal expansion from overheating causes engine blocks to warp and crack beyond any possibility of repair. Coolant leaks create localized overheating that warps cylinder head surfaces, preventing proper sealing and allowing coolant to enter combustion chambers, where it damages pistons and cylinder walls. Engine blocks crack along stress points when repeated heating and cooling cycles exceed material tolerances. Engine block damage creates total loss scenarios where repair costs exceed vehicle value by thousands of dollars. Complete engine block replacement costs between $15,000 and $20,000 on vehicles worth significantly less after depreciation. These cooling system defects appear minor initially through small coolant leaks or occasional overheating warnings. Progressive damage becomes catastrophic over weeks as warping worsens and cracks spread throughout engine blocks. Low-mileage vehicles with fewer than 50,000 miles become completely worthless when cooling system defects destroy engine blocks, leaving owners with useless vehicles and continuing loan obligations. Before purchasing any used vehicle, examine service records for cooling system maintenance and avoid cars with any history of overheating. But cooling system disasters represent just one category of failures where the root cause traces back to fundamental problems that begin during vehicle assembly. Some nearly new cars have been totaled by assembly-level defects such as wiring harness mistakes and welding flaws, leaving owners with worthless vehicles and full loan balances. Assembly line errors in wiring harness installation create electrical fires that destroy entire vehicles within months of purchase. Engine assembly mistakes, including incorrect torque specifications and missing gaskets, cause catastrophic internal damage that totals engines before first oil changes. Quality control failures allow transmission manufacturing problems to reach customers, creating complete drivetrain destruction in vehicles under 30,000 miles. Defective welding on structural components causes frame separation that makes vehicles unsafe and unrepairable. Material defects in engine blocks create casting flaws that cause complete engine failure without warning. Some owners report difficulties getting coverage for certain failures due to strict warranty interpretation and documentation rules that classify assembly errors as maintenance issues rather than manufacturing problems. Owners can owe full loan balances on vehicles declared total losses from manufacturing defects. Systematic patterns of identical defects across production runs suggest quality control problems rather than random failures. Assembly plants producing vehicles with predictable failure modes continue operating without meaningful corrections. Before purchasing, request recent production run reliability reports or search for repeated pattern complaints on the specific model year you plan to buy. Manufacturing defects destroy vehicles faster than depreciation schedules, creating scenarios where buyers face impossible financial decisions about transportation they desperately need but cannot afford to repair. These automotive disasters demonstrate how modern vehicle complexity creates financial risks that extend far beyond monthly payments. Many catastrophic failures show up in the 3 to 5 year window and often after warranty expiration, targeting owners when they're most vulnerable financially. Protect yourself by focusing on proven powertrains that have demonstrated reliability over multiple model years. Avoid first-year redesigns or brand-new technology when you need dependable transportation. Research specific powertrain combinations and their failure histories before purchasing any vehicle. Here's your protection checklist. First, verify the specific engine and transmission combination has a solid track record. Second, avoid first-year technology or complete redesigns where manufacturers work out problems using customer vehicles. Third, budget for major component replacement costs or choose models with established durability records. By doing this homework, you can identify safer choices and avoid these money pit scenarios entirely. If this helped, hit subscribe and share your experience in the comments.